Rasuluh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. I've been discussing with you in sort of short lectures different aspects of Hadith, and one of the things that later scholars did was to divide the books of Hadith into different categories, because different scholars, different muhaddiseen, when they compiled these books, they used different rules to check whether a hadith was correct or not. And they also compiled them in different ways. Not compiled them different, they arranged them in different ways. For example, you will have some books called Sunan. There's a reason for that, because of the type of hadith you find in it and so on. The other ones are called Sahih and so on. And later people, of course, as time went on, it became more and more difficult to find a hadith, sayings of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, and people who might have heard them, or people who might have heard them from someone who heard them from the Holy Prophet. So the later scholars set about looking at these different books to see how authentic the ahadith might be which these books contain. And depending on how finely you want to define the content of these books, some divided them into 3 categories, some divided them into 4, some divided them into 5 categories. Hazrat Shah Waliullah, who was a great scholar of Islam, propagator of Islam as well in India, interestingly, it was his family who carried on his mission, and one of their great achievements was to actually establish the fact that the Holy Quran can be translated into other languages. And I believe they were the first Muslims to translate the Holy Quran into languages like Persian and so on. So Hazrat Shah Waliullah said that you can divide books of hadith into 3 categories. The first category consists of those books which have the highest ranking hadith, and that is those books which were compiled as close to the time of the Holy Prophet as possible, and also where the compilers took a lot of trouble in checking whether the hadith was correct or not. And these 3 books are Muwatta by Imam Malik, and Sahih of Bukhari, and Sahih of Muslim. Now there is some argument, if you go to North Africa, to the Western countries, they regard Sahih Muslim as being more authentic than Sahih Bukhari. If you go to India and Pakistan and Eastern countries, they will tell you that Sahih of Imam Bukhari comes first and Sahih Muslim comes second. And there are reasons. For example, one of the rules that Imam Bukhari set up was this, that if someone related a hadith, the Holy Prophet said this, who told me? That man told me. Or who told him? That man told him. And he traced it all the way back to the Holy Prophet. And one thing Imam Bukhari did was, he said, look, it must be definite and certain that these people would have met. It must be definite. I'm relating this hadith. It must be certain that I met that man who told. It must be certain that that man who said this one here told it, that must be definite. But Imam Muslim said that, well, it doesn't have to be 100% certain, as long as there is a high degree of probability. You know, like Imam Bukhari, if two men lived at the same time and in the same town or village, Imam Muslim will say, well, it's likely they would have met. Yeah, they live in the same town at the same time and so on. The likelihood is that they met. So if this one says that that one told him, it's probably correct. Imam Bukhari would say, no, I want proof that they met. I don't care that they lived at the same time and in the same town. There's a possibility that they may not have met, and so on. So these were the sort of small differences in the rules that they had. And in fact, all the ahadith which are in Muwatta of Imam Malik, you will find in Bukhari and Muslim. So some people say really it's not 3 books in the first category, it's only 2 books in the first category, because the whole of Imam Malik's compilation can be found in those 2 other books. And as I said, all the ahadith in those 3 books are regarded as being of very high quality. The second category consists of books like Tirmizi, Sunan of Abu Dawud, Nisai, Musnad of Ahmad. Now these books are regarded as having mostly authentic hadith, although you will find some hadith in there that would not meet the very strict criteria that Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim had, but more or less they are regarded as having authentic hadith. The third category is books which contain both what are regarded as mustanad, authentic, and zaif, weak hadith. And it's books like Darqutni and Abdul Razzaq and Sunan Darami and so on, books like that. Now, one thing you must remember when we talk about